tonight we have Pastor Ron Sinclair with us to do the invocation.
Holy Wisdom, we thank you for these sunny, warm, sometimes hazy days of summer, a place where we can work and pray and play together. We ask that in this time of comment and management that we will depend on you to give us discernment, that we will, in some measure, be better neighbors, living into the truth that we are a community living and growing together. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. We all rise to the pledge of allegiance. Kelly, you want to lead us tonight?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yep. Next, we have the adoption of the agenda. Roll call first, yeah.
Gutierrez is absent. Thayer.
Here.
Wilson.
Here.
Secord.
Here.
Tausend.
Here.
Miller is here. Williams.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Now we'll do the adoption of the agenda.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to approve the agenda for tonight. Any questions, any corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Hearing none. Next, we have the approval of the minutes of the June 7, 2016 regular meeting.
Make a motion to approve the regular minutes of June 7th, 2016 as presented.
Support.
Motion been made and supported to approve the minutes of the June 7, 2016 regular meeting. Everyone had an opportunity to read them over. Anybody who wants to make a correction or has a question about them? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion carries.
Thank you. Okay, next we have the public hearing on the Flint River Dike. Danielle Harrington from Smith-Bowville Attorneys is here, and she has volunteered to come up and go over some of the details. You would know, please.
Hi. Today we're here to approve a special assessment district for the Flint River Dike. It's to maintain and improve the dike system. There's already an assessment in place from 2006, so this is kind of just a renewal for 2016. To get to this point today, we had to review the project, estimate what the cost would be, and then establish what the special assessment district is. And what that is, those are just the properties that are affected by the dike system. It's the same description that we had in place from 2006, so the special assessment district's the same. We had to publish a notice in the paper twice, and then we had to mail notice to all the property owners. So if you were in the district, you would have received a notice. So today we will ask the board to approve the special assessment district, and we'll hear any objections to that. That's all I have to say.
I believe, if I recall correctly, there's like 9 parcels in Bridgeport that are affected by this. Is that correct?
I'm not sure.
Rose, or you know?
About
15,
15 is what I
okay.
have.
I was commissioners have any questions for her right now? Okay, thank you. Now I could have a motion to open up the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to open the Flint River Dike public hearing.
Second.
Motion been second, motion made and seconded to open up the Flint River Dike public hearing. Could I have a roll call, please?
Secord,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Miller, yes. Gutierrez is absent. Williams,
Yes.
Thayer,
Yes.
Tausend.
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Thank you. Okay, hearing is now open. First off, is there anyone here that wishes to speak in favor? Again, anyone here that would like to speak in favor? And finally, anyone like to come up and speak in favor? At this point, is there anyone who wishes to speak against? Again, is there anyone who would like to speak against? And finally, is there anyone who would like to speak against? Hearing none, public hearing is now closed. Next, we have a public hearing on the sidewalk repairs. Have a motion, please.
I'll make a motion to open the sidewalk repairs public hearing.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to open up the public hearing for the sidewalk repairs. Again, let's do a roll call, please.
Okay. Secord,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Miller, yes. Gutierrez is absent. Williams,
Yes.
Thayer,
Yes.
Tausend.
Yes. As of now, the public hearing is open on sidewalk repairs. Once again, is there anyone like wishes to speak in favor? Come forward. Anyone who would like to speak in favor, come forward.
What do you mean by speaking in favor? I gotta do some repairs. Is that in favor or is that against?
You'll have a second because I'm gonna ask if anyone wants to speak against.
I don't know which one I am.
I'll get there, trust me. Finally, anyone, let's close, speaking in favor. Now, is there anyone who would like to, wishes to speak against the sidewalk
Yes,
repairs?
I guess I will.
Can
Okay.
you come forward and state your name, please?
Jim Haranzi, partial number 09-11-5-33-21-41-000. Address 3247 Moran. Okay, I got one question, but I wanna ask for an inspection of my sidewalk. Okay, and the second question I have is when does the sidewalk went in effect, this ordinance? Does anybody have an idea when the ordinance went in effect?
Well, I know the last time they did it was something like 1990 something.
Yeah, but I'm talking about putting sidewalks in. Because for some reason, I live on Moran subdivision, okay? For some reason, half the people have sidewalks and half don't. The houses built in 1979 don't, 81 don't, 2002 don't, 74 don't, but anything from 75 and above do have sidewalks. So the question I have is when was this ordinance enforced? Or when was this adopted? Does anybody have an idea?
Yeah, Rose, would you address that, please?
Okay. The sidewalk ordinance, the last time it was updated was back in 2009. I believe just over the years, being familiar with the area, when the subdivision was developed by Lugowitz Builders, I think is how it was now.
Yes, that's
I
right.
believe they made that decision to place those sidewalks in there. It was not something the township would have made them do.
Well, the township sent us a letter back in 76 or 77 saying we had to have sidewalks and
Okay,
if
not
we
familiar
don't,
with that.
if we don't, then it would go at our expense.
Oh, all right, that I can't
But the
speak.
question I have is why wasn't everybody on the agenda? Why was it just certain ones? Like, I live on the north side of the road, and 5 of 13 have sidewalks. The other 8 don't.
I can't answer that, what happened.
I mean, there's a house down
2006.
2002 that doesn't have sidewalks.
Are they continuous, the ones that are there, Jim, are they continuous?
The 5 are continuous, but then you've got one dead end on Curtis and Queen, and then you got 6 of them dead end that don't have sidewalks going down Moran. But on the south side of the road, they enforce it on everybody all the time, and those houses were built in 73, 74, 75, 76. So, I mean, you come in there and say, hey, we gotta do repairs. Fine, we do our repairs, but why don't you enforce the ordinance to everybody? Why is it just certain people? You know, I mean, if you enforce ordinance, you gotta say, from 1975 and above, you have to have sidewalks. Anybody built before that, maybe don't have to. But these other 3 or 4 houses were built after. And then you come in and then you say, well, we're gonna put this assessment on your road if you don't maintain your sidewalks. Well, those people don't even have sidewalks.
I don't believe it's an assessment on the road for sidewalks.
Yes, it's, if we don't do the repairs, they're gonna hire a contractor. Here's a letter you sent from the township.
I understand, I've seen the letter, thank you.
Okay.
It's not an assessment on the road that
No.
relates to the sidewalk
No,
itself.
it's
You said
assessment
the
if you
road,
don't
so-
do the repairs
Okay.
on the sidewalk.
I just wanted to clear that.
Yeah, but the question I have is, hey, I'm asking for have them come out and do an inspection. They did one last night, who was out there yesterday, I guess. Human Rose. Did an inspection. I didn't know anything about it.
Okay, I was gonna say, I don't recall doing his house.
Well, somebody said that you guys were there. Yes.
We were out in the neighborhood because there was a couple of people that had questions and stuff, so we were
Yeah.
out talking with them,
Yeah, but they
And I
told
don't know
me-
which house was yours, so.
Well, I talked to Hoffman and Jordan and Calhoun, and they said that you guys stopped out and did an inspection and approved. When I did mine originally, and I did it wrong, they said I couldn't do repairs. So now I find out we can do repairs, so I did repairs yesterday. So that's why I'm asking for it.
Okay, Jim, to address what you're talking about, there were a couple of people that had questions. And this is like the 3rd year that we've been in this sidewalk inspection.
This is the first time I know
Goes
about
on. While there were different sections of the town.
But
And so, let me finish, please.
Okay.
So the first time we did it, we had people that had questions relative to what they needed to do. They didn't feel maybe some things they should do. So maybe if they weren't satisfied with what Ruth Ann was telling them, I would go to Ruth Ann, maybe Rose and I would go and take a look at it and that kind of thing. And that's what happened in the situation in your neighborhood. There were a couple of people who had questions. And so Rose and I went out there to their place
Yeah.
specifically. We did not go to every.
No, you didn't. You just went to Pacific
Okay,
Place.
well, I just wanted to get that because you kind of indicated we were at your house and you didn't,
No,
So
no,
there's
I
no
didn't.
misunderstanding.
I
Okay.
misunderstood about the reinspection too. So,
Yeah, okay. Well, Ruth Ann, did you want to address that issue?
Yeah, I went to his house because we had quite a few of them that did not have the sod taken off the sidewalk. So some of them got letters that said, please clean and clear sidewalk and call for reinspection. And his is one of the ones that was addressed to call for reinspection. I have gone out to his place one time. He has some issues. Some of the issues are going to be greater than the 2-inch rule. But it was never told to him not to go ahead and try to make corrections. But I was out there doing Mr. and Mrs. Coffin's sidewalk inspection the first time that I had talked to him. And I just went over there and we sat
issue you two have resolved. to
Yeah,
your
but I gotta
satisfaction.
ask you guys for the extension, you know, to have a re-inspection.
Okay, you got it.
Okay, thank you. But then we go right back to the ordinance.
The thing that, excuse me, the thing to keep in mind is we're gonna set a timeframe for economic extension.
And what I would propose, which I would like to see, is that people have had plenty of time to clean their sidewalk. My proposal is for people to make repairs, because I have, I need a, I have 59 parcels that have not addressed the grass on the sidewalk, meaning that underneath the sidewalk, there could be issues that I have to send them a new letter telling them their new estimate, so I'll, you know, do a revised estimate. I believe that they've had plenty of time to do that portion of the work, and I would hope that the board would let me go ahead and send my crew out to clean the sidewalks if they haven't done it already, and then give them their extension to repair the sidewalks. And that way, if we do 2 or 3 weeks out for them to do the repairs, that will still give us plenty of time to get the contractor in here to address the sidewalks that have not been repaired. We can replace them and be able to send out the invoices and be able to collect, give people time to make the payment if they choose to pay that invoice. Before going to the tax bill.
As far as cleaning the side off the sidewalk, the overgrowth on the sidewalk itself, was there a specific date for them to have that done by?
Well, it was Monday. It was August 1st was the deadline for all repairs to be done. I was hoping, you know, that they would look at that and say, because like I said, just call for reinspection, because I have to give them the time. But we're talking not a little bit of sod either. Some places, they might have, you know, 15 inches of sidewalk showing, so I can't see it.
I understand. So I guess, does that kind of answer your question? You claimed that you put the sidewalk
Well,
off ice?
August 1st, you know, was election day, I went and voted, and I didn't think you guys were open yesterday. Were you?
August 2nd was the
What, okay, no, okay.
Just
What's the
clear.
day, the 3rd? I don't even know what day it is, okay. But anyways, I removed the sod and everything, and she came out and inspected it, and we found another spot. And I did the repairs, but, you know, I didn't, you know, think that we can get a re-inspection, you know.
Okay, very good.
Okay,
Thank you.
but I still like to know when the ordinance was adopted.
Well, obviously, we don't have that information here, but if you're gonna give us a day or two, maybe, we can research that, probably talk to Ron
Okay,
or whomever, and we'll get that information for you, sir.
thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else?
My name is Augie Morris. I live at 3926 Williamson, and I disagree with the timeline that she feels like that she should just be able to come back out. Really only had debris to remove, and I do have some other things to look on the sidewalk, that's because of a certain amount of inches or whatever. But I don't feel like that it should be just input on us, so we just do it at her timeline. Or you are here to accommodate us also. And everybody does not have the same amount of money where they can just run out there and take care of these things. Some people are single, some people are married. You have to give everything into consideration in order for these repairs to be done. It's not just because somebody's job might seem like they don't want to put extra work into it, or it might take long to do this. You have other things to accomplish and to consider. And so I disagree with her being able to just say, well, she wants the board to consider not doing this. I want the board to consider giving everybody an extension and reviewing it again and making sure that we do our part along with them also coming out and doing theirs. I think that everybody has to be accommodated in order to make this work. It's not just one person.
I totally agree with you.
Ms. Ivy, what's your last name?
Morris, M-O-R-R-I-S.
Like I mentioned previously, this is the 3rd year,
Yes.
and we have accommodated a number of people the the second year and also this year. The thing that I would like you to understand is, like Ruth Ann mentioned, is we have a contractor, okay? Now, it's obviously cheaper to have a contractor do it when he's doing sections at a time, and he's got his equipment there, and he moves from here to here, and does this, comes back, does that kind of thing. So, that kind of, you know, that's an issue that we need to take a look at. Now, if you decide you want to do it yourself, that is fine, but that's something that you should then have a conversation with Ruth Ann about. And, you know, we've been as very accommodating as we can. And we totally understand that, you know, we have people in the community who can just write a check and take care of it and move on. And we have other people who don't have that luxury. And we've tried our best. That's why we open up the 5-year financing situation, and we charge the least amount of interest possible, 1.5%. And the thing there is that if we use some of our funds, many of our funds are invested in things that are well regulated. We don't own Microsoft or Amazon or anything. And so consequently, I know when I was treasurer, I once made the comment that it's almost getting to the point where they want to charge us to keep our money. So that's why the 1.5% interest was there. So we have a fiduciary responsibility also. If we gave it out interest-free, then in essence we would be losing it, but we also wanted in 5 years to accommodate people like you were talking about. So.
Well, you know, I just feel like I would really prefer that no matter what happens, that we are extended, you know, given a chance to go out and review and look and see if we're able to do this ourselves before I put it onto my tax.
Well, but
I will talk to her about that.
Yeah, if you would do that, please, and just keep in mind that, again, the contractor's gonna come along.
Right.
And it's not gonna be tomorrow or anything. Right. But once he gets started, if you haven't contacted the township and gotten an extension of some kind, or an understanding that you're gonna do it yourself or that kind of thing, then he's gonna do it.
Well, I'll make contact with her after I go back out there.
But we've tried very much to be as accommodating as we possibly can, and still get the job done. Okay? You're welcome.
Jack, you spoke out of that scooter, just off of Williamson. I look at 51
Excuse me,
years.
sir.
Pardon?
What was the last name again?
Eastlick, E-A-S-L-I-C-K. I've lived there 51 years. I never was in favor of sidewalks, to be truthful with you, but it's there, and I went ahead and had it put in. But the thing that bothers me so much is, take a look at Washington by the old Fisher Farm, where Dr. Berry used to live. Look at that sidewalk down through that area. Some of these other ones in the back streets. Why are you all of a sudden you're picking on Studer when these other streets aren't even taken care of yet? You know, and then as far as you're taking care of the sidewalks, which is, I can't do it much anymore. I've got one section that she had marked. I'm trying to do it, but I have a little health problems really. And the thing is, the people who live there, many of them on Williamson, even on Studer, they don't even remove the doggone snow or anything else off their, you know, sidewalks. You say fix them, repair them, for what? I know what they're there for the kids to go to school and everything, but, you know, we got other things that should be taken care of before we start worrying about sidewalks. Landlords is one of the big things. Old cars sitting around, that's another. I get so discouraged. I've lived in this township since 1957. I lived on Shared Road. My dad had a farm on Shared. I moved out there in 1938, so I've known this area and worked in this area and been in this area for many, many years. I can remember when this township had over 15,000 people in it. Bridgeport. Look what it is today, 9,000, 10,000 people. That tells you something. But, you know, let's not jump ahead on, I mean, and the work that these people are doing and putting the sidewalks in, man, I don't want them to put my sidewalk in. They didn't fill into the dirt. I mean, they left a hell of a mess for some of these people to have to take care of afterwards. I know you said something about doing it for cost. Fine. I can understand that too. But you know, if you're gonna do the job, let's do it right. Because many people aren't gonna take care of it anyways. I don't think all I'm saying is that.
No, I understand what you're saying, and I understand your frustrations, as I'm sure the whole board does, or manager does, and everything. But let me try and address some of the issues that you brought up. Like I said, it's being done in sections. We can't do the whole thing at the same time. We don't have the manpower to do that to start with. As far as the sidewalks themselves and people not keeping them clean of snow, I mean, that's another tough issue to address. And Bridgeport's not the only one that has that problem. Not the Misery Loves Company, but I'm just saying it's not Bridgeport's only problem, or Bridgeport only problem. The issue with the sidewalks. What happens is if sidewalks get out of, they shift and it causes a tripping hazard outside. If somebody comes along and trips on it, guess what happens? We get sued. We get sued.
You get sued or I get sued?
We get sued. Trust me, we get sued. Now, I don't make the laws, and some of them are very, very frustrating, but that's the way it works, trust me. I know that quite well. And as far as some of the other sidewalks you're talking about, offhand, I don't know specifically which one you're talking about.
Well,
I don't
consider
know
you take right on Washington, excuse me for interrupting, but go on
That's okay.
Williamson, just before you get to the old Fisher Farm, where Dr. used to live at right there, I don't know, pardon?
Dr. Berry.
Dr. Berry used to live there.
Okay.
You talk about a mess right there, but the sidewalks have come in this way, not only what you're talking about removing the side, but they've never during the winter months have those sidewalks ever cleaned. And right by one of your fire hydrants over there, you got a dip in that doggone sidewalk that's, I'm gonna say twice as bad as one. She claims in mine. Now you said what, a half inch or
Yes.
on that rise?
It's a.
I did notice something I'm gonna bring up too, but I go up and down that during the winter months. I've got 2 snow blowers. One big one that I don't use out by the road because I don't wanna get it in the gravel. And I do the neighbors next door and mine most of the time when we get it. You know, and I have no problems going down that sidewalk. Now, I'm talking about, I did notice today as I was yesterday and today I was working on my lawn. It takes me 2 days to mow, which used to take me a day. Right where the fire, with the water valve is to turn off the water. You notice if you get over that way, look at that sidewalk, how it's going down this way. It's beat. My sidewalk is the same spot where my water valve is. The only thing, mine's just a little bit underground. But I've noticed the same thing there too.
And that is on the list to get repaired. There's about 10 locations that the water department and the sewer department, and we also have county manholes that are in the sidewalk that we are addressing. And we are addressing if your curb box is in the sidewalk, we're actually moving that curb box out of the sidewalk, and the water system or wastewater system, whoever that sidewalk is being replaced by, like a curb box would be the water system. They'll be paying for that square to be replaced. The hydrant, yes, I marked that, and how I found out about it is walking the sidewalks and doing a sidewalk inspection.
I could see it in the car.
I look forward to people calling and letting me know these issues before we get to that point, because it is a big probably, I would say, probably an inch and a half, 2 inches.
Walking through it, you could trip on that.
Yes, and I want, we're not just picking on Studer and Williamson. I have Studer, I have South Washington, and that's where you're talking about. We have Williamson, we have Fort Road, we have Miriam Moran, Riverview, so, and Jordan, all the side streets too, so we have Jordan also. And that's what I'm asking too, is because where you're talking about, I know where you're talking about the side is, if it has 14 inches of sidewalk, that's lucky. So with us being on a rotating basis to check these out, I think it'll be addressed more often, and we won't get to the point that we are right now. Right now, it has been done in a while, so.
And what about the people, the contractors that's doing the sidewalk? Are they gonna fill in after they get done? Now, I noticed on Williamson last year too, after they got up that part, they was working all down Dixie Court, same thing. They let the hang of a mess for those people to finish up the work on there. I don't, if I was younger and could do it easier, I probably wouldn't be up here talking about it. But it's getting hard for the older people and myself to,
And
I figure when I get 82, that's getting old.
I think one of the things that is gonna help is that, people were notified to clean their sidewalk. And I should have probably had the people that you're talking about, that left a big mess, had them do their edging of their sidewalk prior to us getting there. Because that's where the problem was, is that we were cutting it back so far, and we left it there. We did go back and correct that, and we learned from last year. And so that's why there was so many that got the letter to clean that debris, so we don't have that issue.
You probably notice mine, how I keep mine edge, my driveway, my sidewalk. The name most of them was down there too, that do that, at least our part of it.
Yeah,
I know many of them, but there's other ones that just don't. I mean, I don't know how the English kids can walk in school sometimes.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to address, but yes, I do know that there's a lot of wonderful sidewalks out there. Made
No,
it easy for me.
I had one of them that you sent me up with, and I haven't been able to get out there and work on that. So I wanted, I'll have to get back with you or something, because I can't get it done right now. I go to bed with my heart doctor tomorrow morning at 7:45.
Can you
Can
you remind me of your address?
3158.
Thank you.
Okay, then Ruth Ann will be in contact.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you, and before you sit down, sir, thank you for your service. I see you have a,
Well, I'm of the old fashioned type, it was my duty to be there.
very good, thank you. I know maybe it's seeming to run long, but I want to give people an opportunity to express their feelings and,
Yes, my name is Jerome Sizik. I live on Fort Road. And Gable Road dead ends right on the end of my property. Well, Gable Road to Miriam, I shovel that. I shovel my driveway out. That's the last of the sidewalks. There's no more sidewalks after that. Snowfalls go by both ways, very easy. They come back and they go 3 foot off the roadway at 40 and 50 miles an hour. Cover my whole sidewalk, all right full, right full. Now I gotta go out and shovel that all over until they decide to come by again. I'm 77 years old, and I'm not gonna go out there and do it. And then you tell me I'm gonna have to pay $100 to have my sidewalk shoveled if I don't do it.
There was, not shovel, there was an estimate in there, we charge $100 to cut grass, so that's what the estimate is, to go out there and edge your sidewalk if you needed to clean your sidewalk. That's what the $100 was, not to shovel your sidewalk, but to get that sod off the sidewalk so it could be.
I do that every other year. And I go all the way down past my house, because the lady next to me is a school teacher, she can't do it. She's in school teaching children, so I do it, because I have nothing else to do, I'm tired. And when I get done, and the Tony trucks come by that fast, they didn't come by that fast, it wouldn't be no problem. They come by 40 and 50 miles an hour in snow, high as that, just goes right on over from me to you, and covers up the whole sidewalk. That's just like I never done it.
So So I can come out and do a reinspection if you think I mean,
You know, all you gotta do is stop the corner trucks.
I try to get the county to do stuff, I'm sorry. I'll do it that way.
Then if you come over, do my sidewalks, you better not charge me. I've done them once.
It's not to do with your snow, sir, it's to do with the grass that has overgrown.
I got the grass all taken care of.
Okay, I'll put it down and.
Yeah, my sidewalk's that wide, and every year I've taken, cleaned the gutter out all the way down, and I come back on the other side and do it all. But the trucks would slow down, just slow, they fill my driveway up.
I know. Mr. Sizik, what's your
Then,
address?
according to this, it's my fault. And I'm sorry, I tried.
I know.
Mr. Sizik, excuse me, what was your address again? I'm sorry.
5535
Okay.
Fort Road.
Thank you.
And I've been there over 40 years.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. I could have brought the microphone to you.
I'm okay.
Okay, very good.
Earlene Lucas, we live at 3189 Tausend Road. And my question is this, we received a notice that we had one square that needs to be replaced. My issue is that part of that is not on our property line. So it's like, part of the square is on our property line, the other part is on the neighbor's property line, but we got assessed. And that the sidewalk is being raised up, and I believe it's due to the fact that there's a 80-foot maple tree within 15 feet of the sidewalk. So this is going to keep happening unless that issue is addressed, and it just seems a little bit biased that we have to keep getting the sidewalk fixed for a tree that's not on our property line, and that's what's causing the problem. The other thing is just clarification of the estimate, because when I looked at it, it said 4 and 6, and it had 2 quotes, which to me are inches, it's not a foot. And then it said 8 square feet. Well, 4 by 4 is 16 square feet. So I couldn't really come up with how it was calculated.
Did you call, did you call Ruth Ann, or did you ask that, those questions?
Yeah, we called.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I just wanted
You
that
still need some clarification.
clarified. But then I'm just concerned that we would be
And also-
currently responsible for a sidewalk being lifted up. And I truly believe that when your people come through to do it, you're gonna see that there are roots from that maple tree that are pushing the sidewalk up. And it doesn't seem reasonable that we should have to keep repairing the sidewalk because it's being pushed up by somebody else's tree.
What they have done, and it may not be much relief to you, but at any time there's, obviously we have those issues with tree roots causing upheaval. And when those were replaced, the contractor, and he doesn't charge any extra for it, cuts those roots out of there.
Okay.
So, it's not continuing to be a problem.
Okay.
So, anyway.
And just,
Then-
just to clarify, you're only being charged for half that square, because I know that it's half is on your property and then half is on 3175.
But the squares, but the letter says 1 square for us. I can show you the calculation.
Right, I know. But the estimate that you received was for 8 square feet. That's a half of a square.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, that's my mistake by putting a 1 there, but you're only being assessed, you would be assessed if it wasn't corrected a half a square only.
Okay. So if that's the case, that's why we didn't do anything, because it's not all of ours to replace. It's not on our property line. I can't go on somebody else's property line and fix it without causing a possible problem. Another thing is, if they are going to cut those roots, then fine, because otherwise we don't want to keep recurrently paying for a sidewalk that's getting pushed up. And I think this will be the second time since we've lived there that this has happened. Thank you.
Thank you.
Earlene, where's the tree? The tree is located on what property?
On the person's, the yard next to us, in the
Which is-
front yard. and it's about 80 feet tall. And I don't know if you know anything about maple tree roots. They don't grow deep, they grow shallow, but they grow wide. And that tree is within 15 feet of that sidewalk. It's gonna keep happening over and over again. And my guess is it's 80 feet high. It might be taller than that.
I'm aware I have 3 large maples in my front yard, and they suck all the moisture out of my grass.
Yeah. We had 3, and I don't know who in their right mind plants a maple tree in a residential area.
I didn't plant them. Just for that clarification,
We
please.
cut down 2 in our front yard on the other side of the sidewalk, just because we knew that that was happening. And when we cut down the 2, we only left 1, and it was the smaller one. But the 2 that we cut down on each end, the trees were on the opposite side of the sidewalk, close to on the eastern side. And we found roots within 2 feet of our basement wall. And this tree is sitting like about 10 feet from the side, and if you add a little distance in there, I would estimate 15 feet to the side. It's gonna keep happening. It's a big tree.
Those roots running all over the place, keep tipping
Yeah.
over real easy too.
They do.
All right, hopefully you can get that resolved with Ruth Ann. Thank you. Next.
My name is Betty Abernathy, and I live at 3276 Toll Road, and I'm on the corner of Toll and Blueberry. And I have the same problem with the sidewalk. I have, Blueberry stops at the back of my house. Nobody used a little, right there at the dead end. Nobody used that part off the sidewalk. I have 7 squares that need to be replaced on the sidewalk, and nobody used. And I can identify with the man with the snow, because half the time they don't even shovel that part in the wintertime. It's just snow piled up on it or whatever. So my question is, can I just have that part of the sidewalk taken up and not keep repairing the sidewalk that's going to mess up? There's no sidewalks, it stops basically on the other side, but on my side, it ran all the way back to the back of the house, the back of my yard.
Okay. I believe
I called her and I never got an answer.
if it's a situation of continuous sidewalk, then I guess the answer would be no. But if there is situations, and we had one on Baker or State Street, I'm sorry, where there were 2 houses that had sidewalk, the rest didn't, and there's a full sidewalk on the other side, and they were allowed to remove their sidewalk. So, you know, I can't envision, you know, that, but I'm sure Ruth Ann can look at it for you. Maybe she can answer for you now.
And I would say yes, because where she's on the corner of Bluebird and Toll, and the section she's talking about goes Bluebird, and it goes to a farmer's field. There won't be any development back there, and she has a total of 10 that have to be replaced, but there was quite a bit on that section, and we talked, and I said we would have to bring it here to you to see if that was okay, because I would agree with what she wants to do. There is a cost to taking that out, and I mean, Agnew has priced that out for us, so we have that too, so I can get with her and give her a revised.
Would that be satisfactory for Ruth Ann?
That would be satisfactory, but you didn't talk to me, but every time I call you, I never got an answer. So I don't know who you talked to about it, but it wasn't me.
Did the answering machine kick in by any chance?
When I
you
called her?
Yeah.
Yes,
Did you leave her a message?
yes.
You can get with her.
Yes.
She'll get with you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
My name's Barry Sanders, and I live in the Moran subdivision. And for the gentleman that was here with that veteran, I'd like to thank you for your service, and any other veteran as a fellow veteran for our service. Quit beating a dead horse. You're talking about edging the sidewalks. It's a stipulation. If the grass is grown out over the sidewalk, that needs to be edged, cleaned up. But if that's straight down, and it's right off the edge of that sidewalk like that, that's a problem.
There is no problem with that. When I sent notices out, there was some driveways that had gravel on them, the grass debris. I can tell you, I went to do a re-inspection yesterday, and, which was, said that they were clean, so I went and brought my measuring tape, so I could measure and stuff. That was at 34 inches. The sidewalk is 48. So
Okay, I understand.
So that's where I'm getting.
Mine is, it's 48, mine's probably 47 and 3/4,
Can you give me your address again, please?
Oh, you and I talked. Oh, 3320.
I just do, okay.
I was the one that said you're gonna, and the other question I had, okay, when are the contractors coming out? You hold and need to the ladder, but I wanna get the contractors out.
The contractors are ready to go tomorrow if the board would say, go ahead and do it tomorrow. They're set to go, they're waiting. We've done it in the past, this is our third year that we wait until the board meeting and then I line up the contractors to come out.
These contractors are gonna take and knock it out. I want that section replaced, which is no problem, I agree. I want it, they're gonna clean it up and put it back to the conditions of it, better conditions than what I have now.
Correct.
All right. Am I gonna leave anything or anything like that?
No,
But
but
I've
if you
noticed,
do,
gentlemen,
you
yeah, some contractors do.
Yeah, there's other contractors that are out there working that, but, no, if they do something that you're not pleased with, please give me a call right away.
Well, another thing is, in the Moran subdivision, a lot of people, they, they're older people, and I see them out there, they're busting their tail, taking their edging back that far because they said you said. Or the gentleman driving around in a white truck, a 70-year-old gentleman, there was another gentleman out there, said that he had to have it back that far. Now, these are 80-year-old people that are out there doing that.
Not everybody got that, part. It's all in the, your estimate letter, but if it wasn't highlighted with an amount next to it, just like the letter has.
Well, the letter is very confusing to those people. And they need, you understand what I'm saying? Because Hoffman's, my next door neighbor, they were told to you and another person, that was the gentleman that was driving around in the white truck, an older gentleman that works for the township. And he sat there, and I watched him. He sat there and told Judy Hoffman, yeah, that's good, that's good. Oh, yeah, it's gonna pass, it's gonna pass. And her husband's without a leg. And you come out there, and you said, no, it didn't pass.
Yes, it is.
Well, that gentleman doesn't need to be out there telling people this false information. Now, this lady is 83 years old. Come on. I mean, I go over there and do her driveway, shovel her driveway and blow it and all that, but she doesn't, we gotta get the right information here.
And I will address that with my employee, but, I had talked to, Mrs. Hoffman the first time, and we talked.
And Mr. Slater across the street from me, he's been out there 3 times trying to fix it, and I'll bet you 10 to 1, he didn't pass.
He's only attempted to fix it one time.
No, 3 times. I've seen him 3 times, ma'am.
Well, he's out there, I know he had to edge and he had to cut his bush and stuff back. So that's what he had been doing.
Now, George Mantel's got a heart problem. He's out there, he took his sidewalk back that far into his grass. I mean, he hauled a dump truck load of sod and dirt.
I know, but
I'm just saying,
No.
this letter, you gotta make that letter and you gotta let the people know. Those people down there, and realistically, I'm with the other lady, I live on the end, the sidewalk stops. I can take my sidewalk out if I want.
that was, yours is totally different. Yours stops in front of your house, but it connects to everybody else. Hers
No,
goes-
it doesn't, not on the other end.
It goes to the other direction though. It goes your house is here, your sidewalk is going this
All
way.
right,
and that way.
there's
She's
more
on-
information that's confusing, because Mrs. Hoffman just came back and told my wife, she sat here and downstairs, and that I could take my sidewalk out because nobody connects it to the other end.
I don't know.
No, Judy wouldn't lie to my wife or myself.
I would like to know, if you have a name, I'd like to know who gave that, bad information, because nobody.
Now, she told us that I could take mine out, my next door neighbor, if I took mine out, he could take his out, and so on and so on, the ripple effect.
And that, I think that's where the word of mouth is going, is that, you take.
Then you
I
need
tell
to
you one
send
thing,
someone, you need to come out there and talk to people personally with a representative, not just, I saw you, that's why I come out and got you. You were over across the street, and I said, oh, come on over here. A lot of those people aren't home every day, you know what I'm saying?
But I've talked to everybody in your neighborhood.
Sir, can we, you know, if there's an issue you need to discuss it with Dan, can we just get?
I just wanted to say the.
Okay, I understand.
And, excuse me.
We're not gonna resolve all those tonight, and she will, then I assume you will.
I'm just wanting to let you know that I agree with the sidewalk repair and the edging and stuff, and I want to find out about the edging, but also, I just, want to make it more clear that you need to be more, people need to understand it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak against?
Well, I made it up here. I'll make it short and snappy. I think you got a solution to this thing and it won't cost the township a hang of a lot of money. I think the township should take over, first of all, the plowing of the snow and also the repair work. Now, I always took care of mine. In fact, I had mine fixed before you even came through with your notices, which I know you've got to do. I want to do it because I'm laying myself open for lawsuit. Because if they sue, it's not only going to be the township sued. They get the money, I'll be involved. You know, how that goes.
And anybody that's got money in their pocket is resident to the township. You know how it works.
It seems to me that some years you would gain, as far as the fund is concerned, it would maintain those sidewalks. Some years you would gain, other times you would have a fund surplus. I don't think it's gonna cost you that much money to get a plow, get a man from the township. We have to hire a guy in the township every time it snows and get those sidewalks plowed. But the thing is, the individuals can't take care of this. I've gone out there, not myself, but people who plowed my snow. And snow this deep from the plow. You plow it, what happens? Half an hour later, they go through again. It's the same story. Now, what are you gonna do? Then you get a call from the township. Follow your sidewalks, follow your sidewalks. You know, and since it's township property, I think the township should take care of it. Well, and I know you've got enough problems going. I'm not saying you've got enough going, but I think it wouldn't take too much to get an assessment. You may have to make an assessment on each property owner. I'd be willing to pay an assessment, take care of those sidewalks, and plow the snow. And I think you'll make out all right. I don't think you'll be spending a lot of money from your surplus funds. So I just thought I'd put in my 2 cents worth.
Thank you.
Okay.
There has been discussion on that in the past, so thank you.
Hello, I'm Chuck Bowman. I got 1,100 feet of sidewalk over here on South Washington, and I'd like to ask for a 45-day extension to complete the work there.
It is way too far out, because if the work is not complete, then it wouldn't give us enough time. We have to be able to process invoices. This property is one of the ones that I said that they haven't even done the removing of the sidewalk is maybe at the most 15 or 16 inches. I didn't measure his, but the property that he owns is actually the worst, for the side. And I did talk to him on the phone, and he was supposed to
We
start the work
removed the sod in front of our first one. start next week.
You're gonna start, excuse me, what, you start doing what next week?
We're gonna start, we're stripping the sod right now, then we're gonna start tearing out the slabs and replacing the walks.
Oh, so you feel you need 45 days to do things?
I asked for 45 days to complete this.
Well, again, the contractor is going to be here,
Well,
and,
we're contractors.
well, that's fine. That's good. So, you know, and they're gonna come out, and again, the price is less because of the fact that your contractor, you understand how that works. They're going to be doing sections, and that, you know, they're not coming out with one or two pieces of concrete. It's going to be all over the place, so the price is less and that kind of thing. So when they come out and they complete, and then if someone doesn't have it done, then we got another issue, you know.
Well, what's wrong with us starting our own job next week? That's what our intentions are.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
How many slabs you gotta remove?
Pardon?
How many slabs, how many sections do you have?
Oh,
to
I got
remove?
1,100 feet, and where the driveways are, I'm probably gonna remove all that because the garbage truck's busting down. So I would say probably, I'm guessing 40.
You're saying it's gonna take you 45 days to do that?
Well, I don't know, I mean, I'm not asking.
You know you could do it instead of 15
It's
days.
just not doing, it's not doing the job we're doing.
If you started next week, you could probably get it done in 12 days, 15 days, couldn't you?
Yeah, if I stayed at it full time, but I work in with paying jobs too.
I know.
Gotta pay for that sidewalk, right? Well, we got how long here?
This, let me see today's.
How's the contractor gonna start at one location and start moving in a direction?
I would think that we needed to start by like August 19th. I'm thinking, you know, 2 weeks because we do have a lot to get done. And I don't know how many work Mr. Lowen's gonna have because you can't see the sidewalk. So right now it's only thing that was marked on this list is driveway. But I think that if it was, I think the sod would have to be removed by this Friday. I think they've had ample time, everybody has ample time to remove the sod. So I could then go out Monday and Tuesday to re-inspect those ones that, there's, I think that's 56 of them, that I have to re-inspect once they get it cleaned off. And then from that point, 2 more weeks, and then we would be able to get our contractor in on, yes, that would be a Friday, so 19th, 20th, 21st, so we would start on the 22nd of August.
Feel that would be good.
So when's the extension date, the 19th? That you mentioned 19th?
It would be this Friday for you to clean the sod off the sidewalks.
Thursday, Friday.
Well, you would have, actually, you would have the weekend, I mean, because I wouldn't be able to come out until Monday. And then you would have until the 22nd to get your sidewalk replaced or repaired.
22nd of August.
Correct.
And do you make an inspection before we pour the concrete? You want to see it before we pour?
Yep, if you're doing it yourself, I want to see the slip from your cement truck.
Yeah.
So I want to see what you're using, so I can do that, and I want to see the bottom of it, so I can make sure it's.
See, our driveway's in and out of there, we only can do half at a time, because we've got traffic.
That's fine, I'll be there. You tell me when you're gonna do it, and I'll be there.
Well, you say a rock, so I'll go with you.
Okay, all right,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else want to speak against? Anyone else want to speak against? One more time, anyone else want to speak against? Public hearing on sidewalks is now closed. Thank you. Now we'll open it up for public comment. Anyone would like to come forward and make public comment?
Good evening. My name is Heather McLeod, and I am running for city
work ethic, because I learned the value of hard work and frugality, and I learned how to team build and build relationships. So I am a 1993 graduate of Bridgeport High School. I went on to Northwood University and received a bachelor's degree in business administration with an accounting major. Northwood is known for its accounting program. I have worked in accounting for the past 15 years. I took a little time off to raise some kids, but I worked at Buttercross Bakery one summer through college, worked with Ron Govine at Bridgeport Towing and Repair for a number of years, and of course worked at McAlister, but with various multi-million-dollar companies as well in their financial departments. So I've learned how to steward other people's money well, and I believe that's a good skill for a treasurer. So I'm here to ask for support for your hometown girl on November 8th. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And you did well. She had asked me before she could come up and do that very public comment, and I said, well, please don't give us the half-hour campaign speech. Said about a minute and a half, and she was pretty well close, so very good, thank you. Anyone else like to come forward and make public comment?
Hi, I'm Jill Armentrout from Health Delivery Incorporated. So we have the Bridgeport Community Health and Dental Center on Dixie Highway. And so thank Rose, I think he gave some invitations to a open house. We call it a together event that we're going to be having on August 15th at the Health Center. So I'm the Fund Development Coordinator with Health Delivery, and we've been doing tours of our health centers in Saginaw, some of our other locations. We're a nonprofit network of health centers. We've been around almost 50 years, based in Saginaw, but we have sites in 5 counties, and we're just really getting out to communities and making sure they know about the health centers. We provide care to uninsured patients, underinsured patients with Medicaid, also patients with private insurance. We provide dental and primary care, as well as behavioral health services at all of our sites, including the Bridgeport site. So I'm not sure if you, how well aware you are, if you know about it. It's part of a bigger organization, but we really would like to invite you to come out. It's 5:30 to 6:30, just 1 hour. There's no commitment to coming, just to learn more and help us make sure we're reaching all the patients that need to get this quality health care that they can get at the health centers. So I have some flyers. I think you all got one. I'll put them on the back of the table, so anyone that's open to the public. We usually have about 15, 20 people at the tour, so my name is on here, Jill, and people can just let me know if they're coming so we can get a count. But we welcome that. I think some of the schools are coming. Representative Vanessa Brera is scheduled to come, and Rose is scheduled to do so. I'd like to see anybody there. I'll leave it back. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. They're getting some exercise in that foot anyway.
Early moves again. I just want to express my appreciation on behalf of the Stuart Heights 1 and 2 Neighborhood Watch Group to Chief Duffett for getting a police ordinance passed that will certainly address some of the concerns that we've had as a watch group. And hopefully that there will be additional ordinances passed. We've lived in Bridgeport since 1978, and it seems like things are kind of falling apart at the seams. I don't know if the housing market and the economy has contributed to this, but property values have declined, and it just seems like behaviors of people that are moving in, don't reflect the pride in neighborhood and community that we've had in the past. Seeing junk cars that obviously, if they're sitting on blocks, they don't run, and cars parked out in yards, and commercial vehicles, lawn trailers parked, and cars parked overnight on the street, and just blight, overgrown bushes and shrubs and tall grass and so forth, and noise from parties. And I know the ordinance 1601 will address people drinking at parties, but I'm not clear that it addresses people having huge parties, double parking on the street, loud noise. And so, just want to say we are hopeful that the township will take a serious issue at some of these additional concerns, and whether they're township ordinances or police ordinances, we will certainly be appreciative of any additional work that can be done to help keep our neighborhood looking like someplace where you want to live and you want people to come and live to. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Anyone else like to make public comment? Yes, public comment.
Hi, my name's John Legato. I pretty much live at 4691 Bearcat Boulevard. I am your high school principal, or as people really know me in the high school, I'm Sue Nelson's whipping boy. But I'm really here to ask you and to build bridges and really to ask you guys one question, and it's not just rhetorical, and I'd like you to take the time to think about the answer and really contact me here at the high school. But how, with us at the high school, and how, as your principal, can serve you and the community better? What is it that we really can do? And like I said, I don't need answers right now because I'd like you guys to think about it. But the high school doors are open, and certainly I'm open to help you guys out. And I think we have a lot of energy and excitement at the high school right now. Test scores and academics are certainly on the rise. We have AP classes and advanced classes and throughout the curriculum, and we have Project Lead the Way, which is just an awesome engineering program, and we have clubs and organizations that are willing to help, whether it was at Bridge Fest or whatever it is. We're here to serve you guys, and whether people want to realize it or not, we are tied together. You have better schools, and then you have higher property values, and we are here to serve you. And so just please know that, like I said, right there on Bearcat, you guys know where we at, and the doors are open, and that certainly goes to everybody here. And so I really want you to think of that question. How can we here at the high school serve you in the community better? So, thank you for your time. I just appreciate that.
Thank you for your comments. Just if I may comment on that, I don't very often say I, but I say I, but the board itself. Understand that it's imperative that us as a board and the Chamber of Commerce, DDA, and the school work as closely together as possible because we're all interconnected to some degree. So we've tried to work with the schools, and we're more than happy to do that. So anything you need of us, whatever, don't hesitate to ask, and we will try and set up a meeting with you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. No problem. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Al Andrus, 2121 King Road. I have an answer for Mr. Gallo right here, right now. During the sidewalk hearing, we heard a lot of people come up here saying they were elderly, they were crippled, or they had health issues. I think that'd be a great opportunity for some of our young people to get out there and help take up some of the sod and clean up these sidewalks for these people that can't get out there and do it themselves. Be a great opportunity for them to get a chance to do something, get out of school a little bit, get out in the fresh air, and help some of our older residents. Thank you.
Totally agree. Maybe you can whip together a committee of some kind and get that going. I'd be willing to help you. Anyone else like to make public comment? Anyone else? Anyone else like to make public comment? Hearing none, public comment is now closed. And I'm going to try not to be too long-winded about this, but I was going to mention this during board comment, but we have a closed session at the end of the board meeting, and I believe you're more than welcome to stay, any of you, but it could be fairly lengthy. And after that, we're going to come out and probably just go back into the meeting and then adjourn after board comments. So, in assuming that many people will probably leave, and I totally understand, I just want to make a couple of comments. Relative to some of the things I heard tonight, particularly the lady was talking about the neighborhoods and those kind of things. I recently received a letter with no return address, and handwritten. And it was addressed to me as the township supervisor. And I won't say what neighborhood, because we have that issue in many neighborhoods, but I don't know if it's he or she. It's very, very frustrating when someone does that because I cannot respond. And when you're starting to talk about tall grass, and you're talking about blight, and you're talking about homes that are deteriorating, and many of those other things, there's sometimes things are an easy solution and a quick solution, and there's other times that things take a long time. They get into court. Jamie is here. I'm not going to ask her to talk on that, obviously. But it's very, very frustrating for us because we've had situations where people have been contacted about the blight situation or the condition of their dwelling or those kind of things. And there's definite violations and citations are written. And we wind up going to court. They make some promises that they're going to take care of the issues, and they've got 60 days to do it. The 58th day, they go back into court. They plead with the judge that they're trying their best to do it, so the judge says, let me give you another 60 days. And all the while, the people that are complaining, and understandably, I complain myself about some of my neighbors, trust me, they're getting frustrated because we're not doing our job. And one of the comments that the lady said was, if you can't do the job, maybe you could find somebody else who can. Well, I don't have an opportunity, and I say lady, it could be a man, looked like the lady's red, it was pretty clear. But I don't have an opportunity to talk with that individual and explain what we're up against and how frustrated we get because of the way the system works. And we've constantly got people where we're going through now and have been working on it, Rose and some of the department heads, whatever, and breaking up some of those responsibilities. And we've got some new software from the company that provides it for us. And they're going to be able to hopefully have a better tracking system. Hopefully soon they're working with the company that wrote the software so they can produce a document that shows us how many blight cases are in process, how many, whatever the case may be, and they're going to try and report that out at the meetings. At least let the people know, what's happening and those kind of things. Obviously, we're not going to get into specific locations and that kind of thing, but and again, it's just another one of those things where we're going to try and keep the residents informed. So, if anyone has ever got a question about something like that, please contact myself, contact Rose, one of the board members, so at least we can give you an answer. My concern is this lady, a man possibly, is going to say, yeah, won't do any good because I contacted the supervisor and he didn't do anything. That's really, really frustrating. We really do try and get all these things taken care of. I wish I had a magic wand to just, make things happen. Okay, I won't get carried away here. I already have, maybe. All right. It does frustrate me, trust me. Moving along, we're done with public comment, any questions, unfinished business. We have resolution R-1607, purchase offer for vacant property. Oh, I'm sorry, I moved down. Let me slide this back here. Resolution R-1606, Flint River Dike designating special assessment district.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution R-16-06 for the Flint River Dike Special Assessment District.
Second. Motion's been made and seconded to approve resolution 1606 for the Flint River Dike Special Assessment District. Could we have a roll call, please?
Yes, aye.
Okay.
Secord?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Miller? Yes. Gutierrez is absent. Williams?
Yes.
Bayer,
Yes.
Townsend,
Yes.
motion is carried.
Thank you. I got caught up in my own rhetoric there and tried to move the meeting along a little quicker than we needed to. Okay, next we have a motion to approve Resolution 1605, again, the Flint River Dike, establishing a hearing on special assessment roll.
I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution R 16-05, in which to set the date of September 6, 2016 for the public hearing, in which to establish a special assessment roll.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to approve Resolution R 1605 on the Flint River Dike, establishing a hearing on the special assessment roll. Any discussion, any questions? Rose, did you want to make somewhat of an explanation on this, or did you, I don't care.
We could do that. We do have a gentleman here that has a map done up, and we have the easement set up if he wants to share what he has on that.
Oh, yeah, sure. Basically, it's this is the assessment district, which has been the same for the last, what, 30 years, John, I think?
First established in 1986.
So, as it was mentioned earlier, Spalding Township is the smallest area in this district. About 15 or 16 parcels. So, but it was, the way the district was made was from the 1986 floods, a visual, and then a FEMA maps that's provided by the government. The district hasn't changed in the last 30 years, so we're just asking for a renewal of the district.
Thank you. Any other questions, anybody else? Okay, could we have a roll call, please?
Yes. Bayer,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Gutierrez is absent, Miller, yes. Wilson,
Yes.
Secord,
Yes.
Townsend,
Yes. Thank you. Next, we have under new business, 2016 sidewalk repairs.
I'll make a motion to establish the payback guidelines for the 2016 sidewalk program as follows. Any unpaid sidewalk assessment charge will be placed on the property tax roll over the next 5 years at 1.5% interest.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to approve the 2016 sidewalk repairs along with the guidelines of repayment. This is just something that's procedural. This is the same thing we've done in the other previous 2 years. Anyone have any questions or discussion? Yep, Rose, go ahead.
I just want to make a comment real quick for clarification. Augie is not aware of this, but we have agendas out in the back that were prepared before somebody went on vacation, and then there was changes made to that agenda. The agenda that's back there, for anybody that's following and looking at their agenda, wondering what's going on, that is not the updated one, so I just want to apologize for that. There's a couple little things that have changed a little bit, so he's following exactly what he should be. I just want you to know that he's not mistaken on what he's doing. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I understand on my own sometimes, Rose.
That's why I want to clarify.
Well, I certainly appreciate that. Okay, did we vote on this yet? I didn't think we did. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Hearing none. Thank you. Next, we have a resolution R 1607, purchase offer on a vacant property on Cardinal. If I could have a resolution, please. I mean, if I have a motion.
I'll I'll make a motion to approve resolution R-16-07 for the purchase offer in the amount of $100 from Andre Clark for the vacant township property located at 3255 Cardinal, parcel number 091508222100, with Andre Clark being responsible for any and all costs associated with the title search, including all fees incurred in the closing costs.
Support.
Thank you. Motion been made and supported. Rhoda, did you want to comment on this one?
This gentleman approached the township and he's interested in purchasing this vacant lot next to a house that he's purchasing. In doing that, and with the minimal cost that he's asking to purchase that for, we did some checking to make sure that we are able to sell the land for $100 based on the value. Certification was given to me that in doing so, we're eliminating any liability to the township, any cost to maintain that lot, cutting the grass and so forth, and we're putting it back in the tax rolls, and we're giving him the opportunity to enjoy a larger yard, and we're enjoying not having to maintain it. So basically, that's where we're at. But what I want to share is we have other township properties within our township that we want to put back out there to the residents, mainly the adjoining property owners on each side, seeing if they're interested. And if they are, if we could incorporate a cost, a fair, reasonable cost, the same thing, they incur all the closing fees and so forth. And that's something that we're going to work on in the future, to be able to offer those to the property owners and get them back in the tax roll, and then we don't have to maintain them. So just want to share that.
So anyone out there that knows a neighbor or maybe themselves that has an empty parcel that possibly we own, we'd entertain consideration for that. So, thank you, Rose. Could I have a roll call, please?
Williams?
Yes.
Miller, yes. Thayer?
Yes.
Wilson? Yes. Gutierrez is absent. Secor?
Yes.
Tausend?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Thank you. Now I have accounts payable.
I'll make a motion to approve checks number 60077 through 60313 in the amount of $588,194.33 as presented.
I'll second that.
Motion been made and supported to approve our payable checks number 60077 through 60313, the amount of $588,000, $588,194.33. Any questions? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Okay, we pay the bills. Okay, now we got board comments, and I made that previous statement about board comments, and I just wanted to do that at that time because some of those issues that I was going to talk about was brought up. So, at any rate, Kelvin.
Board comment?
Board comment.
Yes, I want to especially thank Bill for the outstanding summer camp that he had. I had 2 grandkids here from Atlanta, and they participated in the summer camp, and of course they had a very good time. They had an opportunity to visit the Capitol, and they was real thrilled and excited about that. So hopefully, Bill, maybe next year we can do the same thing, and I can bring them back again. It was a nice camp, and thank you very much.
Heather?
No comment.
Jimmy?
Thanks for Heather coming and showing some support, the Flint River Dike people coming and showing support. Really want to thank the principal from the high school. Never had anybody come in and say, hey, we're here to help each other, can we do that? And I sure appreciate you coming in, John, and open up some suggestions that we can, because you're right about better schools means better businesses and better everything, and I'm really, really pleased that you came tonight and shared that with us.
Thank
comment?
Just real quick, I'd like to say thank you to all the people that helped with the election yesterday. It ran very smoothly, actually. We have a lot of our staff, we have a lot of hard workers, we have precincts who, one of the precincts, people are here right now, and we appreciate the fact that we invade their churches or their schools or whatever it is. So we really appreciate it, and we hope that you understand we do our best to be as least invasive as possible. But just wanted to say thank you for all the support for the people that worked and for our staff. It was a long, hard day, and these people worked for not that much money.
You're smiling, you got something to say?
I actually have a list that I prepared, but you guys covered a lot of it, and it's getting late, and we have to go into closed session, so I'm gonna tell you I have no comment. Can you believe that?
I pretty much said what I wanted to say a little bit earlier. The only other one thing I want to add is that our recreation department, head of our recreation bill, weekend before last, had another bowl tournament. Okay, good. I believe it was, what, 32 or 34, 32 teams? And they came from all around the state. Now, this is not the first tournament that we've had there since we refurbished the diamonds and got them back in pretty good shape. And they were here last year. They came back stronger this year. And obviously, this is something that's really good for the community. Gives them an opportunity to see Bridgeport. Also, you know, he's contacting the restaurants and the fast food places now to let them know, because of so many people being in town and utilizing the restaurants and those kind of things. So, excellent job, Bill. Keep up the good work. And, very good. Thank you. Okay. I got more to say than I want to say. Next, we have a motion to go into closed session.
I'll make a motion to go into closed session in which to discuss the pending litigation of McAlister versus Bridgeport Township.
Second.
Okay. Oh, that'll be fine.
This guy's sneaking up here is the attorney.
Okay. I take that back.
That's so right
Okay. I move to go into closed session to consult with the township's attorney regarding the trial or settlement strategy in connection with specific pending litigation, because of the open meeting would have detrimental financial effect on the litigation or settlement position of the township. I make that motion. And
Motion been made and seconded to go into closed session. What Darlene's motion was. Could we have a roll call, please?
Secord,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Miller, yes. Gutierrez is absent. Williams,
Yes.
Thayer,
Yes.
Tausend.
Yes.
Motion is carried.